Cotton plants like this, raised in the South, play an important part in the economy of the Lehigh Valley.
Cotton important? Why, I say, hold on, son. Cotton's only important to me. Allow me to introduce myself. Why, I'm Beauregard Weevil. Of course, you can call me Bo Weevil. And I love cotton. I love it raw, I love it fried, I love it fricasseed. In fact, I even like it with sugar on it. Then I have some cotton candy. But I say, son, how is cotton important to the economy of the Lehigh Valley?
Cotton is important because much of it is used in the apparel industry or clothes-making industry of the Lehigh Valley. The economy is all the buying and selling of goods and services. The apparel industry employs more people than any other industry in the Lehigh Valley. Steel making ranks second in employment in the area. To the farmer who raises cotton, you, Bo Weevil, are only considered a pest who eats his crop.
Pest? Why, hold on, son. What? Stop everything. Why, I have you know I come from a long line of well-known boll weevils. My father and my grandpappy were both voted the best-dressed boll weevil of their time. We dress the best and we eat the best. Besides, what does a farmer want with this silly old cotton? I still don't see how a farmer can make clothes out of cotton. Yuck! My clothes don't taste like cotton.
Well, why don't you come along with us, and we'll try to answer your questions. First, the farmer picks the cotton by hand or by machine during harvesting time, and is put into bags or bins. The farmer cleans the cotton and sells his raw materials or goods. The raw materials are considered the farmer's goods because a good is something that is being sold.
Let me out of this instant. I will not go this way. This is very undignified. Now stop it right now. Let me out of here. Help! Help! Let me out of here. Stop it. Stop it right now. Get me out of this bag. I insist.
The goods are sold to buyers or consumers who represent companies interested in using the raw material to make a product.
Why, I think the farmer should have cleaned me up a little bit better. Why, next time that farmer better keep his cotton-picking hands off me. Where do we go next?
Cotton has many different uses. In this case, the buyer represents a thread-making mill in the South. He must somehow get the cotton to his mill, so he contracts or makes an agreement with a trucking firm. This trucking firm provides the service of picking up the cotton and delivering it to the mill. At the mill, the raw material, cotton, is spun into thread and placed on spools.
Since when do I look like a thread spool?
But this stuff is pretty good. Now I have another way to enjoy my cotton. Southern-style spaghetti.
The thread or good is next sold to a consumer or buyer from the textile industry. Our textile mill is located in the Lehigh Valley. The Lehigh Valley is located close to New York City. It is in the eastern section of Pennsylvania. Getting back to our textile mill, a trucking firm will provide the service again of delivering the goods or thread. They will be delivered from the thread-making mill to the textile mill. The thread is taken and prepared before it is knitted into cloth. On this machine, the thread is run through a milky liquid. This is wax, which will make the knitting easier. The threads may also be run through other chemicals. These chemicals could make the thread fireproof. Next, the thread is placed on knitting machines. These machines will take the thread and knit them together to make cloth. The industry that does this type of knitting is known as the textile industry. Some of the knitting machines will take dyed thread and knit cloth with stripes in it. This cloth will be used to make striped shirts. This plain cloth is taken to the dyeing vats, where the cloth will be dyed a certain color. The amount of cloth to be dyed and the color is determined by what it is going to be made into. Next, the dyed cloth is fed into a machine which acts like an oven. The cloth is first run through a chemical. It is then sent into the oven, which bakes the cloth. This chemical allows the cloth to shrink a certain amount. At this point, the cloth can be sold to the apparel industry or the clothes-making industry. In the factory that we are in, they not only make the cloth, but also make clothes from it.
So then they're all part of the textile and apparel making industry. But who decides? I mean, who makes the decision? What will the well-dressed boll weevil be wearing this fall?
Most of that is done in New York City by the fashion houses. These are not really houses. House is used in place of the term company. They have designers who will design different clothes and decisions made by other people as to what looks fashionable. A sample is made of the design and shown to buyers or consumers from large and small department stores. They will sell them in their stores across the country. As orders are placed for these clothes, patterns are made of the clothing. These patterns are then sent to small apparel factories, who will make the clothes or goods for them. This apparel factory receives some patterns to make clothes for different fashion houses. They also make some of their own patterns. Next, there are workers who take the cloth and place it onto spreading machines. These machines spread the cloth and cut it. This is repeated over and over again until they have the number of layers that are needed. Patterns for the clothes are put on top of this cloth. The cutters come in next. The cutters will cut out the patterns with a special cutting machine. These patterns are then taken by the separators who tie up the cloth, separate them by size, and mark them. The bundles are then placed in bins ready for the sewers, the next step. Here the shirt is made in an assembly line. One sewer will take 2 pieces and sew them together. She will just repeat this step all day long. The next sewer will take those 2 pieces and add another piece onto it. The next sewer will add on another piece, and so on until it is together looking like a shirt. These goods or shirts then go on to the pressing room, where they are pressed to take out the wrinkles. The shirts are checked to see that there were no mistakes in making them. The loose threads are cut off and the shirt folded. Next, the shirts are placed in boxes ready to be shipped out. Sometimes plastic bags are placed over them instead. Here at the factory, we have seen the division of labor being used. The division of labor is where the work is divided up into different tasks done by different workers. The cutters did all the cutting, the sewers did all the sewing, and the pressers did all the pressing.
So, you all work here, I say. Well, what do you do here?
Well, I'm the roll man. I make sure all the rolls come in, they go out, and bag the rolls and bring them up to the cutting department.
I say, and what about you ladies? What all do you do here?
We work in the shipping room. We do orders.
And I work in the cutting department where we cut the cloth and see that it gets
These
made
workers
into...
specialize in their tasks and must be trained or have the ability to do the task before they begin. This specialization is best used in mass production. Mass production is the making of a large number of goods.
Are all these clothes made like this? Why, they wouldn't fit me at all.
No, they are tailors who will custom make clothes to fit a customer. This takes longer to make because the tailor does all the work. He must measure the consumer, cut the pattern out, do all the sewing, and press it. The clothing also costs more to make, but the consumer knows that it will fit perfectly. With mass production, there are standard sizes which may not fit the consumer perfectly, but they cost less. The last step at the apparel factory is the distribution of the goods. These shirts are shipped out by a trucking firm, again providing a service, and distributed to stores all over the country, including the Lehigh Valley. There are hundreds of stores where these clothes can go to in the Lehigh Valley. There are the large department stores, the stores in the many malls, and even the small stores. They have all bought clothes and have hired salespeople to sell the clothes to the final buyer or consumer, you.
Oh, I understand now. Why, there's a lot of work that goes into making clothes. The farmer sells his raw material or good to a consumer. The raw material is transported by a trucking service to the first consumer, the thread mill. At the thread mill, the cotton or raw material is spun into thread and put on cones. Next, it is sold to the next consumer, the textile mill and apparel factory. Again, a trucking service is used to deliver the raw material or good. The textile mill knits the thread into cloth, and then the apparel factory cuts the cloth and makes it into clothes. The apparel factory then sells the clothes to the next consumer, the clothing store. The clothing stores have the clothes delivered by the trucking service. And finally, The clothing store sells the clothes to the final consumer, you. Well, I certainly understand better now how important cotton is to the economics of the Lehigh Valley.
Along with this, all of this buying and selling of goods and services is important to the economy of the Lehigh Valley. People who work in the factories or provide services earn money, take it home, and then pay for other goods and services that they need. This flowing of money provides jobs and satisfies people. This leads to a good, strong economy. In the Lehigh Valley, the textile and apparel factories, the trucks and clothing stores do not provide all of the goods and services. Look around. What other goods and services are provided in the Lehigh Valley?